Welcome to the program on reverse logistic. Here, one more additional information you have to keep in mind that sustainability is a entire end-to-end process, like a circular supply chain. What we were discussing earlier, that also includes design of products and manufacturing operation in a cleaner environment. Then purchasing, for example, green purchasing, also green logistic apart from reverse logistic. So in this session our focus is on mainly focused towards reverse logistic, where the product is already made and available. So here in this topic we are not talking with respect to manufacturing operation or even that matter design or the purchase of these products. If you are interested in the entire program, you can look out for a different program called sustainability in supply chain and logistic. That's where we are going to discuss each and every aspect of sustainability. Of course, reverse logistic is one of the topic in that. Here we are seeing reverse logistic as a core topic. So we are going to see items or activity after the product is ready and it's available in the distribution sector. Okay, so here we have to understand that apart from product, services also includes reverse logistic, in the sense you can even take 3PL. They are a service oriented, or in the digital medium there is also a lot of, for example, internet or 5G telecommunication. Those are all supply based supply chain based. Reverse logistic is also involved there. We are going to see what are those. And of course you should also bifurcate the product as a high technology or consumer goods or which type of item, because in the reverse logistic it may go to different kind of people depending upon kind of products. And certain things may also involve field representative working with the users, either in terms of installing or repairing the items. So let us see in terms of service logistics. Okay, service is also growing in a rapid phase. Along with the product, you have to also provide a service. So for that service, you may need reverse logistic. It could be in terms of replacement of item or repairing the items, or substituting with a higher end upgrading, for example, that could be there. Okay, so here we are trying to see a combination of product and service in most of the cases. That's what is growing. Okay, traditionally what we have been doing is we were manufacturing the product and supplying to the users, and reverse logistic was not given so much importance maybe a few decades back. And now in the okay, that's where only the forward supply chain has been designed, starting from sourcing the raw material, conversion, and ultimately reaching the customer. More or less there was no reverse logistic. Possibly if the product is kaput, maybe it will come back to the retailer who has sold it. Okay, so nowadays the complexity is increasing because combination of the service as well as the product. So possibly here the if the product is high technology oriented, the original manufacturer will have their own setup, because the certain things may not be possible for the retailers or distributor to service the parts. So they may use their own people in terms of field service representative. So there it is something like a pull and replace. You are getting the item, replace, send back the repaired item. Possibly that could have a life, or it may not have a life. But you may see many times what is happening is, even if you go for a electronic item or your laptop, some of the components, though they say chip level servicing is being done, they never do. The final technicians, they say you have to change the motherboard or you have to change hard disk. And we don't know what happens when we replace the old parts. Are they able to repair and resell into the market? because I have seen my experience, I don't know your experience in case of PC or laptop. They put the board saying chip level servicing, but ultimately when you go to them, they never do any chip levels replacing. Even in the mobile phone, they will say this board has gone, maybe we have to replace it, that's all. Ultimately we have to see where this old item is going back. Is it getting repaired and recirculated in the market, has to be seen. Okay. And coupled with this, there are regulations available in developed countries. India is slowly growing in that aspect. So there are certain rules which we have to comply in terms of how do we dispose the used item. Okay. Coming to type of goods, here not only service, mainly when we talk about the goods, it may include these of the varieties. For example, product in the field that have failed and need to be repaired or properly disposed. Parts and sub-assemblies of the product that can be reused either because they are perfectly good, no trouble found, or that can be repaired or reworked. Many time it happens, especially in the e-commerce electronic product. Many item could be repaired, but at the retailer point, he may not be able to do that except advising to go for a full replacement. I have seen in one of my Honda car, Amaze car, my rear view mirror only it has broken on the back of the cover. Okay, maybe that plastic cover would have costed around 100 rupees, but when I go to the dealer, he says entire unit has to be replaced, which cost 5,000 rupees. I was just wondering, a leading manufacturer like Honda, or possibly we don't know whether the dealer is doing something wrong, or intention of original manufacturer itself is like that. Because this rear view mirror is prone for some minor dent break, so only the exterior cover is going to break, not even the mirror has broken. In fact, that comes along with the lighting arrangement. Okay, when your indicator arrangement, but everything was fine, only the back cover was broken, but I was made to spell out 5,000 rupees. So here you have to see the manufacturer also should keep this in mind, not only that they are ready for replacing small parts, but it should be propagated at retailer level, and such thing has to be done. Why you have to replace entire setup only when one part is broken up? That seems to be unfair practice. Products that are perfectly good but have nevertheless been returned to the purchaser, as well as products sitting on retailer shelves that has been not sold. Here you can take in terms of e-commerce. Normal retailer will not allow a exchange or replacement, but e-commerce they intentionally allow people to return within a particular period point of time without being any questions asked. That is one reason. And you can see the other thing is they may have agreement with the retailer. If it is not selling for more period of time, the retailer can return. That's where reverse logistic can also be there. And next variety is product have been recalled. This happens in pharmaceutical and auto field. Whenever there is a field complaint or field failure, the manufacturer either voluntarily or by compliance calling back the product. So there also reverse logistic is there. Obsolete but still have a useful life. Here I am not sure what kind of item can become obsolete after sold to the customer, and who is willing to take care of this type of item. Maybe you have to check any example is there in that category. Then products that have been thrown away but can be recycled and reused, and this is huge potential available. Okay, possibly I am not able to use it, so I am throw away, but somebody else can recycle and reuse. Product end of a lease but not end of the life. This happens even in automobile. There are many Uber like platform. they have defined what could be the period of a car or rental car, after which they go for a replacement, new vehicle replacement, but the old vehicle is still having the life. Coming to the disposal chain, you have to understand depending on different type of products. Okay, whether it's a consumer or commercial or industrial market, the way in which it comes back or goes back to the recycling or disposal is different in each case. In case of a consumer market, the product may be returned by the consumer to the retailer, then to a distributor for transport to the manufacturer, or to a waste or trash dealers and recycler. You can see a big chain in, say, in case of consumer product, because the consumer may not directly get in touch with the original manufacturer, but he has to go through the various cycles of distribution. Possibly here the product may never reach the original manufacturer, and before reaching him, either it may be repaired and refurbished and sold into a second hand market, or some other disposal mechanism can be there. In case of a commercial goods, the return cycle will be almost same, except that the names of the organization will change. Products are returned to the by the end user to the reseller and then to a manufacturer or wholesale. Okay, so possibly it comes back with a different name. That's what could happen when Apple phones, they buy back this product, but maybe they are coming in a different form to the reseller market. But in case of Apple, the product will sell only with the name of Apple. But there are so many other products which may come with a different name or a model. For industrial or high-tech products, the returns are usually consolidated, controlled, or both by a field service organization. Okay, especially this happens high-tech products. For example, internet, you have a problem with a router or connectivity. Possibly the or even some other high-tech products. The company themselves, for example washing machine, there also you can have an intermediate. I am not sure if you talk about very high tech products in the domestic application, may not be there. Possibly in B2B environment, you have such arrangement where the company has to send their own field representative. For example, you have a grinding machine and there is some malfunction, then company as their own representative go and service such product. Okay, so there should be a framework for formulating a focus on this emerging market, especially in terms of high-tech products, parts and sub-assemblies. Okay, here we are talking about product and their embedded parts and sub-assembly flow from manufacturer to end user. This process can be more complex, particularly in high-tech market dealing with complete product, including process control, voice and data network, medical technology, office automation, computers. Maybe some items you have a third party, for example, computer of office automation. Many times original manufacturer may not get involved, there a third party can do the service. But some high tech product, possibly medical technology or voice and data network, the original manufacturer should service that part. So in this type of category, the field service and support organization owned by the manufacturer, the end user or independent service organization travel to the field to install or fix the product. Okay, in the course of the product's parts and sub-assembly and even old unit may be removed by the service engineer and fixed and replaced. Okay, there also you can see there is some item which has been recovered, and it will go to the manufacturer for further investigation. Many people also investigate manufacturers why it has failed such in coming to consumer products such as TV, washers, dryers, refrigerators, toys and clothing may no longer wanted by the original purchaser or may have failed from view of purchase but still have a useful life as is or after replacement or refurbishment. So something we don't need it after a certain period of a time, uh, we don't find the use, or maybe some better model is available in the market. But I have seen many people using a old Godrej refrigerator which is more than 25 years old, working fine. But youngster millennial, they don't want to use item more than 5 years or 10 years. Here, since the original manufacturer is often separated from the buyer through indirect distribution and retail channel, the return process and the responsibility and economies of return are somewhat different. Possibly here retailers, distributor take care of returns and they have an agreement with the original manufacturer. When it comes to unwanted, unsold, unused products, if you can take in terms of unsold product, there is an agreement between the retailer and distributor, or possibly to the manufacturer as a part of sales agreement. They say if a product is not moving for a particular period of time, the distributor takes back this item. Unused product could be that you have sold already but people doesn't want it, so they may want to return. Possibly here cash transaction may or may not be there. Unwanted products, unwanted product is a questionable thing, but still there is a category. Okay, so we have to also see how we are going to deal with this category of products. Here, what does it mean is sometime a buyer purchases a product, makes a very limited use of it, or simply decides not to keep it and return it. Sometime in the original box within with the original tag, maybe a limited thing could be there, because as I know, anything which you cannot use except in the e-commerce, of course up to 1 week or 30 days you can return is possible. Possibly we are talking such categories. Next one is recalls or obsolete product. That is one more market. So we should have a clear understanding the type of products and through which channels of distribution it is reaching the end consumers. So accordingly it will take respective channels of distribution, and then the processing can happen. We will see further in our next session. Thanks for watching. Bye.